Anyone with back pain, shoulder pain, scoliosis that will then contribute to chronic pain, or just anyone that sits a lot. This is a little foam roller routine that I do that has had a great impact on just how I feel throughout the day. I specifically have a lot of pain that runs from my neck, down into my trapezius muscles, around my shoulder, my scapula, specifically this area, and then even down into my hip. But this is specifically for the shoulders. So one thing to note is you do want your shoulders to be level. Since I have a lot of the tension in my neck here, I often lift up this side. Unconsciously, this is not this high. I'm being a little dramatic, but I do lift it up a bit higher. So what I've noticed is that as I'm doing the exercises, if I do have that imbalance, I notice more of a strain in my neck if I don't actually place it down and in a proper place and then do the exercises that I'm about to show you. So it's really simple. It's a nice little lazy foam roller exercise. You're going to take a nice long foam roller because you want it to go down the length of your back. Basically, you're going to be at the base of your tailbone. That's where the bottom part is going to be. And then you want it to be able to comfortably rest your head. And your goal is to try to get your entire vertebra to be in line and on top of the foam roller. But on the floor here, and you want to be able to elevate your feet up onto some type of surface. You can use a bed. I'm going to use this chair here. I'll rotate it a little bit more. All right, so basically I sit on the foam roller, scoot it down to my tailbone. Then I will prop up my feet. Make sure to get your legs nice and comfortable up there because you want to be comfortable. The whole goal is to get your lower body nice and relaxed. And then as you lay down on the foam roller, you're going to try to go one vertebra at a time. So you're going to tuck your tailbone under, and then you're going to slowly roll down. And this may take a bit of practice. This is where my spine starts to curve. So I go nice and slow, 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 slow. All right, and then all the way down, even over tuck my chin and lower that nice, slowly down. Okay, and this is the starting position. Now, right now I'm not listening to anything in my ears, but typically what I will do is, one, I put a face mask on, and it's really sunny right now, so I kind of wish I had my face mask with me. Anyway, I'll go get it maybe. Okay, so typically I put headphones in my ears and I listen to a meditation. And I listen to a meditation specifically with breathing exercises that you need to take a nice deep inhale, hold it for an extended period of time, and then exhale it all out. So I have a playlist on Spotify of meditations. If you're not used to meditations, it could be a bit challenging, but you could listen to music and just do this as well. Or you could just simply lay here and not even do any of the exercises. Okay, tangenting. Okay, ready? So from here, basically we're going to do some PMR exercises, it's called PMR stands for Progressive Muscle Relaxation. So right now you can just stay here and, lay here. This is also nice still, even just for opening up the back. It's a bit different from, our typical seated positions. Anywho, from here, as I mentioned earlier, I want to make sure that this shoulder is a bit down. I want to try to make sure that my shoulders are level. You're going to squeeze your shoulders, your rear delts, and your shoulder blades together around the foam roller. So you're trying to squeeze your shoulder blades as hard as you can while contracting or pulling, kind of like you're going to do a lat pull is essentially what that's like. But you want to keep your shoulders completely down, away from your ears. You're setting your shoulder blades down into your middle back or upper back to mid back. And then from there, you're squeezing your muscles. And this is where I do the breathing exercises with the meditations. Is typically I will take a nice deep inhale and then engage in the squeezing as I'm holding my breath. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And holding it essentially is for as long as I can, or as long as the meditation is telling me to hold my breath for. And then when they say exhale, that's when you can release the tension, the holding your muscles together. So if you are in a lot of pain and you've never done this before, or you've just never done this before, but you're trying to relieve yourself of pain, you may not experience the full relief of this exercise on the first day. In fact, you likely will be sore and in just as much pain, but get through a couple days and you'll feel the relief. I was at a really, really low point with the pain in my shoulders and in my back. And I did an hour-long meditation. Okay, so I'm doing these for quite a bit of time. If you're in a lot of pain, I would recommend doing it longer, as much as you can handle, because the more you relax your muscles, the quicker you'll get there. Progressive muscle relaxation is really great. It's really just about tensing your muscles as hard as you can, and you're trying to create an even line, especially if you have any imbalances in your spine like I do. You want to be able to create an triangle. So I have a curve in my spine, so I'm trying to straighten out my spine on top of the foam roller. So my whole goal is that as I do these more and more, so I try to do morning and night, an hour long each. As the pain has eased over time, sometimes I'll just do a 15 to 20 minute meditation with the foam roller. However, I do still like to do the hour-long ones, and I'll even pop down in the middle of the day. If you have the opportunity to do this in the middle of the day, I would recommend even doing it 3 times a day, just as a nice relief for your back, because we're often going like this. We're sitting down in chairs all the time like this. The whole goal of this foam roller exercise is to open up the other direction, and also it helps create a posterior pelvic tilt. So I have an anterior pelvic tilt. This also helps because I have to tuck my tailbone under. That's how you go into a posterior pelvic tilt, is by tucking your tailbone down and up and under. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And so that helps create a nice, long, properly orthopedically aligned spine, and opening up the shoulders. I have a very tight muscle here. So not only is it tense and tight up here, it's also tight in my shoulder here. So I'm trying to open up this side of my shoulder a bit more. And we all have imbalances. And if you have scoliosis or any kind of mechanical imbalances like I do, you may have more muscle imbalances. So now we're going to go through a full demo. I'm going to show you other positions that I put my arms in. And it just depends on what you like, how it how it feels, and where you feel the most tension release whenever you are doing these exercises. I already have the music playing, so it is a little bit distracting. It is a little bit distracting for me. So I have this meditation on right now where it's going to go through the breathing exercises. So I'm going to get into position, and I'm not playing it on here because I can't for copyright issues. But if you go to, I'm going to put a link below in the description, which will link to these meditations, as well as links to explaining meditations, specifically the one I'm listening to, because it's a bit dramatic and you might be like, what is this? All right, but it's going right now. So it wants you to contract your muscles. It tells you in the video. Let's see, I'm going to go down low. I'm going to skip this first breathing exercise that it's going through because I am too distracted. Let's get down into position first. The base of the foam roller is at my tailbone. I'm going to tuck my tailbone down and go down one vertebra at a time, trying to get my spine in line on top of the foam roller, including my neck. And down. I'm going to put my face mask on to zone out. And normally I would also have 2 headphones in because you just want to zone out and have a nice good time. All right, we're going to go through the breathing exercise soon. So I'm just going to show you exactly how this is done. So he's going to have you inhale, but you're squeezing everything and pulling air up all the way to the top of your head, holding it. And when you hold it, that's when you're going to engage in the squeezing of all your muscles. And then when he says relax, then you can just relax. I'm going to go again. I'm going to do a different position actually. It is so hard. Squeeze all your muscles at one time and hold your breath. But I promise you the relief is so good. Because you're also calming down your sympathetic nervous system and engaging into your parasympathetic nervous system. Going again. Sorry, real drama. It's dramatic, but man, it feels good. Yeah, so you're turning on your parasympathetic nervous system instead of the sympathetic nervous system, which is like, stress, so much, but stress hormones versus the calming hormones. All right. Hopefully that's enough demo. And then after the breathing exercises, I just lay here through the rest of the meditation and do the meditation as he instructs. And I do this for an hour at a time. If you don't have an hour, you can just start with, 5, 10, 15-minute meditation, which I also have some shorter meditations on that Spotify playlist. And also, there's let me turn this off. There's a ton on YouTube as well. So anyway, it's really, really relaxing. It's not only going to be calming for your nervous system, but you're actually, you're relaxing your muscles and your nervous system at the same time. I feel relaxed just doing that. I'm ready for a nap, and that wasn't even that long. So anyway, that's great, especially in the morning. Prep your body. At night, before bed, you'll feel so good and relaxed. Great night's sleep. And if you give it a try, let me know. And if you want more explanation on anything here, also let me know. And yeah, so the meditations, I'm just going to say, I have a whole playlist of explaining meditation, how it works, what it does, what happens when you do meditation, and why it changes your nervous system on top of the breathing exercises. Scientific explanation will be in all of those videos, and I highly recommend just watching them all, because the more you repeat the information, it gets embedded in your brain. So the more you do something, the more it gets more permanent. It's a permanent habit. So it's just consistency. And the classic phrase of what fires together wires together. So if you don't want to have it anymore, you have to weaken the connection of the neurological firing across the synaptic connection, if I'm saying that properly. And you want to weaken that if you have a bad habit. And to strengthen a good habit, you have to repeat the process over and over again for that synaptic connection, the firing, to be really strong. And that's for anything. That's for fitness, that's for learning a language, that's for eating healthy foods. Anyway, if you're still here, I just left this in the video because we're going to get into all of that. I've got so much to share. I'm just a little slow right now because of all my pain problems, but we are catching up and we're getting to a more pain-free zone. So I'm excited. Anyway, that is all for now, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.